All right, all right. Terrence Walton here, live and direct from terrencewalton.com. So I'm going to get started in a few minutes. I'm just waiting to see if any, how many people are going to come on. So if you pop on, throw me out your name, where you're from, and I'll give you a quick shout out. So I'll give it maybe a minute or so before we get started. And today we're going to talk about 3 survival tips to help you thrive in an MLM jungle, and I'll explain that momentarily. So let's give it a few minutes, and I'll hop right on that. And let's see how many people we got coming here. So all right, it looks like I am live there, so that's good. I'm starting to get some feedback here, so I'm starting to see some likes and different things like that. So I'm glad you guys can hear me, and I'm glad you guys can see me. And considering this is I'm sideways. All right, thank you. Here we go. All right. This is my first Facebook Live, so bear with me, guys. Hey, T, what's going on, man? I know you're from Philly. Hey, Vivian, how you doing? Kay, thank you for giving me the heads up. I was sideways. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So, thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Well, let me just go ahead and get started here. For anyone who comes on later, just fast forward it maybe 30 seconds or so. You can kind of get through the intro and me being sideways, and we can get to the 3 survival tips here that I wanted to mention. So let's just hop right into it. Today I'm going to talk about 3 survival tips to help you thrive in an MLM jungle. So what I mean by welcome to the jungle, MLM jungle, basically the way I see things, every time I log on online, onto the internet, you have so many things coming at you. I've got a billion links. People are shooting links to me. I'm seeing, posts with big wads of money. People are trying to just convince me that I'm going to, within a 24-hour period, I'm going to have 5 figures in my bank account. All kinds of things that are coming at you. You don't know what to trust, what not to trust. And I equate that to more of a jungle feel. Imagine just kind of stepping into a jungle with no guide, with no knowledge of anything. You step into the jungle, all of a sudden, 3 or 4 steps in, you're lost. You have no roadmap to get you from one side of the jungle to the other side. So in between that, you have some pretty dangerous pitfalls. You've got all kinds of animals out there. You've got spiders, poisonous snakes, grizzly bears, tigers, all of those things that you're going to run into. And I see the same thing going with you getting online, because you have so many things coming at you. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's false. And without, a coach or some kind of guide to lead you from one end of the jungle to the next, you're going to fall victim to a lot of dangerous pitfalls in the MLM industry. So, you click on that link, who knows what's going to happen. So I want to give these 3 survival tips just to help you and kind of guide you through, those pitfalls so you can avoid them. So I'm going to hop right into it. Survival tip number 1 is value. It's value. So what do I mean by value? Value, basically, I get so many people asking me just the simple questions. How much money can I make? How fast can I make it? Am I going to be successful? And I can tell you the answer to those questions, I never answer them, because for me, it all starts with just adding value. And some of you guys may have seen me post this a few days ago, but I talked about the secret to success, and I think I grabbed it from Oprah, Tony Robbins, one of them. But basically, what they said is, the secret to success is very simple. You have to just help more people, help more people than anyone else. And it's just that simple. So that's how you're going to add the value. You're going to have to learn how to do more. You're going to have to learn how to become more. You're going to have to learn how to give more, and then you can serve more. And only then will you have the opportunity to earn more. And every time I read it, I get chills, because that is so true. That is just so true. And when you're looking at MLM, my niche market, MLM, network marketing, online marketing. For me, I'm thinking, okay, I've been in this industry for quite some time. So the way I can add value is how many people, I believe, Direct Selling Association, and I think it was a crazy number, but it was like every 7.5 seconds, maybe 5,000-6,000 people sign up for a home-based business. So how many of those people do you think just get in the industry and they don't know anything? So if they're looking to, figure out how to get more leads, or how to get more prospects into their business, or maybe someone has no idea how to market on the social media platform. There are so many different avenues where you can help people. There are trainings that you can provide, and it's a ton of information you can offer these people. And, I don't want anyone to confuse this with, okay, as soon as I do something for someone, I'm right there with my hand out saying, hey, why don't you click this link? Or, hey, why don't you give me your credit card? It doesn't really work that way. So those are just a few examples as far as, network marketing. This can be applied across the board, any business. Take a realtor, for example. You've got people, there are so many pitfalls out here. I remember when I first bought my first home, I was terrified. I'm buying a $200,000-$300,000 home. I'm going through all like 40 pages of paperwork. Realtors, create yourself a home, build yourself a blog. Start talking to those people who have never bought a home. Start talking to those people and helping them avoid some of those pitfalls. The biggest example, I see, it was a barbershop, and I thought this was the greatest thing, but this was a great example of someone showing value. There was a barbershop, and what they did is they blocked off a Saturday right before school started. And what they did is they said, all kids from 15 years old and under, this Saturday, we're going to give you free haircuts. So parents were ecstatic. They brought the kids, and the barbershop was just packed. And then on top of that, they gave the kids food, and they had a counselor there just to talk to them and help them, realize what they were getting into. Okay, this is going to be, you're going to be in the 7th grade. You're going to be entering middle school. And then they gave them a lot of helpful tips. So imagine that value, going back to those parents, to the kids, to that community. Now, they gave free haircuts that entire day. But don't you think it's going to come back to them at some point? Maybe they'll tell other people like, hey, you know what? They did a really great thing this Saturday. I was short on money. I didn't have $25. Obviously, you guys, if you're looking at my head, I haven't had a haircut in many years. So I don't know how much a haircut costs nowadays. I can imagine it's pretty expensive. So those are just a few examples, not only in network marketing, but, a realtor, barbershop if you're doing hair, but it applies across the board. So my thing is this, if you have learned one thing, there's somebody coming into your industry who doesn't know that. So for me, it's your responsibility to be able to give back to that person who is just brand new, coming into this journey. And not only that person, actually, there are people who have started off, and life gets crazy, and life will knock you off your horse for a bit. So it's your responsibility, with the information that you have, to help that person, get back on their feet and get back on track so they can accomplish, what they set out to accomplish in their business. So, that's value right there. That's value. So we're going to talk about number 2, survival tip number 2 is investor, I'd say. And, I came up with that because you guys already know this. I mean, we've been programmed, from day one. We're in preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, all the way through college. You graduate. Obviously, what do? You're looking for that dream job. You hope to stay there for as long as you can. I don't think they have pensions anymore, but you have your 401k. It's supposed to be set up in a way where you can just ride off into the sunset. You're set for life. You've already put in your 20 years, working, and you're set for life. So you shouldn't have any worries. But, we all know that's not the case. And what I'd like to stress with this second tip is you have to be able to shift your mind. And that's one of the hardest things to do because, however old you are, I'm 44 years old. So imagine, 40 years of just being programmed to think that way. So you have to be able to shift your mindset from an employee to an owner. And the way to do that is to become an investor. And I know some of you guys are like, that sounds like Robert Kiyosaki. In a lot of ways it is. But when I say investor, I'm not saying go out here and just spend more money. Somebody's like, well, I'm working and things are tight. And now you're saying you need to invest. But what I'm saying is invest in you. You have to invest in yourself. So, I often think, and I heard someone pose this question to me, student loans. How many of us have gone to college and we have student loans and imagine investing, that 80 or 90 grand into you. Imagine how powerful you would be right now if you invested that money into you. So my whole thing is this: invest as much as you can. You're gonna invest in two ways. You're gonna invest your money and you're gonna invest your time. And it's not a money or time, it's both. You're gonna invest both of them. So, for me, I started off with time. I got to a point where I wanted to learn more and I wanted to learn more, and I kept getting to that point. And that time couldn't buy. I needed to put out some money, to tap into some of these leaders out here. I mean, they've got, these people have worked, 10, 15 years, 6, 7, figure earners in various industries. There are a lot of nice people out here, but I don't think they're just going to give up, all their secrets, for free just because they love you. They're going to give you a great amount to get you started, but you have to take it from there. So invest in yourself. If you can find a webinar, if you can find a live training, anything you can get your hands on. And when that satisfies you, go and purchase a program, purchase something that's going to get you to the next level. So number 3, anticipation. Anticipation. This is my favorite one because this actually involves my son and I. So I'm going to give you a quick story here. Survival tip number 3, anticipation. My son loves to play Xbox. So he's 16 now, so he doesn't love it so much. So he's too big for that. Me, on the other hand, when I get a little bit of downtime, I like to play sports game, Madden, all those type games. So what happened, he loved to play first-person shooter games, Call of Duty. I hate those games. And I hate those games because in the first 2 to 3 minutes, I die. And no matter how many lives I have, I die and I use them all up in like 5 minutes. Meanwhile, he's still on the controllers, just balling out of control, shooting everybody for like 45 minutes. And I'm just mad, like, all right, can we just start over? Can I play again? So what's going on here is he's able to spot the guy on the roof that's ready to snipe him. He's able to spot the guy under the car with the grenade. The guy with the rocket launcher that's going to blow us to bits. He's right there, and he can see it. I can't because I haven't been there before. So after a while, we kept playing and he started to show me. He said, "Dad, to the top, remember that guy under the car? Remember that guy with the rocket launcher? You have to remember those things." So in a sense, he became my coach. He became my mentor. And he mentored me through that entire game. And lo and behold, I got better. in a short period of time. So when I'm looking at MLM, network marketing, any kind of business, again, you're looking at money and time. And if you don't grab a mentor, if you don't grab a leader, if you don't grab a coach, if you don't grab any kind of self-development tool to help you shortcut, the money and time, you're going to wind up wasting hours and hours upon hours of time. You're going to waste thousands upon thousands of dollars of money because you don't have someone to sit there with you to show you those various pitfalls and how to avoid them and how to get around them. So those are my 3 survival tips for you guys. And thank you for bearing with me on my Upside Down Facebook. But I really appreciate it. And if you like the tips that I gave you, subscribe, because I'm going to come out with a lot more Facebook Live. So go ahead and subscribe. And if you want more strategies, you can go to my blog, TerrenceWalton.com, and you'll get a lot of great strategies that I share. And also, you'll get a lot of free trainings there as well. So enjoy that. Thank you guys for stopping by. And you guys enjoy your week. And I'll see you on the next Facebook Live. Take care.